Welcome to the Crashout.
We live?
Yeah, we live.
You sure?
Sammy, don't do that to me now. Don't do that to me now.
I swear to you, we're not live, man. I swear to you, we're not live.
Make sure it ain't private.
And make sure it's not private.
Okay, hold on.
No, that's man.
We're live.
That's
We're live.
repeat. Welcome to the Crashout. Welcome everybody.
Good. It's healthy.
Another day, another dollar, another episode. What's it called? Nano ain't gonna be here. He got the sniffle, so make sure keep him in your prayers, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep him in your thoughts or whatever, But he gonna be all right.
Man, that man just took a day off. Who said that?
You saying he got a date?
Oh shit. Oh,
I got choices. But nah, good to be back. It's me, Caleb Black Flash. You know what I'm saying? We got some topics to talk about. Definitely going to be continuing to talk about some of the stuff going on with Speedstorm, because we have gotten some interesting updates. We're gonna get into it, but I'm Caleb Black Flash. Sammy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
How's it going, y'all? Another week, another episode. You know me as Sammy Namikaze, the one and only resident samurai on the podcast. Good to be back, and I'm glad to be here with the fellas again, chopping it up, because it's always a good time. You see the topics today, there's never a delay or shortness or controversy that we can't cover every week. So I'm excited to get into this. Finish us off, Angel.
the Poppy of Speedstorm. Yeah, we got a nice spicy podcast for you today. We're gonna talk about a lot of the bullshit from Speedstorm. I know a lot of you guys are ready for that. And then a bunch of other gaming, news afterwards. It's gonna we started a little late. I apologize. This is the first time I'm going live on the podcast on my new streaming PC, so I didn't realize how much setting up I needed to do. So that's on my bad on my end, y'all. But without further ado, let's get this podcast started. I know y'all been waiting over an hour, and so let's go ahead and get it started.
Yeah. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on me, cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on me, cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. We covering the drama, we talking about your mama. We smoking on the ganja, we drifting in the Honda. We turning up with Sammy, OneWingedAngel with the family. Black Flash jamming like a lammy, Nano always understanding. Yeah. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out.
All right, so I guess we'll get into first with Speedstorm. We got some bad news. I hate because what they say, what's the damage? We're gonna have to go over the bad news. Essentially, Angel, if you can put on the screen.
Yeah, I'm still trying to post our links.
Oh, okay. Well, essentially, there's been a question people have been having once they took the Cars characters out of the Golden Pass, and one of the things were, well, if they're not in the Golden Pass racers anymore, once the season is over, will we be able to get their shards in the Universal boxes? And apparently the Game Loft team in Discord has responded to those questions, and so far basically what we've been told is not only will the Cars characters not be in the Universal boxes next season, but neither will the Moana characters, even though they're the the Golden Pass characters of this season, that you will not be able to get their shards or their crew in the Universal boxes. So, hey, what do y'all think about this revelation?
This sounds like the end of the Universal box to me.
Pretty much.
It's crazy because the Universal box has actually been very helpful for me because I've been able to max out a lot of epic crew. I've been able to get the max amount of shards for different races. Like I said before, I didn't get Mad Hatter. What's it called? In the Golden Pass, and then after the Alice in Wonderland season, through the Universal box, I was able to unlock him. I was able to get his epic crew, and so it looks like they don't want us to be able to do that anymore. It's almost like they want us to just, in order for us to have a character, we just got to straight up pay, and they're not going to give us any opportunity to just unlock using Universal boxes. So that's unfortunate. I know a lot of people have maxed out all of their crew members using Universal boxes. So the fact that they won't be able to do that moving forward if things continue the way they are, that's a little unfortunate.
The Universal box, honestly, if I gotta think back to like season 4 when the game first dropped for free to play, like without the Universal box or the daily box, I was not getting every single character in the roster by the end of season 5 or the end of season 6. Like, that wasn't going to be a thing for me. So the fact that we're here now, like almost 3 years removed from that season, and we're talking about now you can't even gain characters through that method anymore, it's kind of crazy to me because all this monetization, but no free outlets to like earn these characters. Like, I don't mind having to pay for a character every now and then if I don't feel like grinding something, but you took the grind out of the game and it's a free to play. Like, what are we doing?
They essentially made it to where it incentivizes people to really pay for their bundles or their what they call offers, because if people know, I can't get Lightning McQueen in the Universal box, so I have to pay for this $50 bundle, or I have to do this what's it called, some kind of leaderboard event where only the top 2 people get shards. So, but I mean, with thousands of players, like if only 10 people are getting shards, then how else are you going to get it if not the Universal box by paying? So,
man, I am paying $50 on a Cars pack when I could pay $50 for Expedition.
Yeah.
Shout out to Expedition 33.
I posted it on it's on the screen now for everybody to see that. Cars, Moana, Maui, they're not planned to be added to the Universal box of season 19. So essentially, this is the season of mid-seasons.
Yeah, so not only does a season of mid-season, so Moana's mid-season, the Cars characters are damn near mid-season, and Hoppers is going to be mid-season, and Go-Go. So every character this season is damn near mid-season. It seems like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck game I was thinking, but at this point, I really don't feel like playing Speedstorm anymore. I'm gonna be completely honest.
What's killing your motivation to play Speedstorm? What's going on, Andrew?
All right, hold on. Let me pull out this long list. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. So, our number one is bullshit with how they're treating the season. I can't play none of my Cars racers unless I buy the boxes, which means instead of just going crazy on the mid seasons, which is just once a month, now you want me to do this multiple times per month. That's not how we doing this. That's not how we doing this. Funny enough, Link was talking about something that was leaked out that is saying that one of these seasons was supposed to have 5 mid-seasons. The funny thing is, this is the season that I think that leaker was talking about, because every racer here is treated like a mid-season. Like,
so 3 Cars characters, and then what's it called? Moana, Maui. So yeah, that's 5, or not Moana, Maui, because they're in the Golden Pass. So 3 Cars racers, and then Go-Go, Tamago, and Hopper. So yeah, that's 5.
Yeah, that was a rumor. I mean, there was a leak or whatever. We didn't know it was confirmed, but I mean, truthfully, what Link's leaker, the leaker that Link got the information from, Sounds like they were talking about this season, because this season is essentially all mid-season racers, which is bullshit. Nonetheless, that's the number one reason why I lost interest in this game. But number two is the fucking boosters. Martin, Martino, whatever the fuck your name is, number 2, number 3 in the world, whoever you are. Yeah, we know you're a fucking booster. That shit, I mean, he's not just boosting himself, but anybody that's in a lobby with him, say there's 3 people, right? Martino, his boosting account, and whoever the third person is. That right there, whoever is with Racing Martino is gonna get guaranteed points, because that person is always gonna get number 2 or 1, wherever they get placed, and that bot account for Martin is just going to get it DC'd at the end of the race. So essentially now, this motherfucker found a way to boost, but now is boosting everybody else that's racing with him. So Breeze, even though, I mean, no disrespect to Breeze, because Breeze just races, but Breeze probably don't even know what the fuck is going on. He's just getting free points when he gets paired up with Martin. I'm getting free points. Everybody's getting free points, and they don't even feel like racing anymore. Because what are we doing here? You know, we're just collecting free points at that point. We're not really being competitive. You know, it's not really awarding skill at this point, because we got a booster ruining that. So, I mean, take it for what it's worth, but that is mad annoying. I'm not gonna lie. That is mad annoying to have to go through something like that. To have the boost and like I lost my number 1 spot, and I haven't played in the last 2 days because I really just can care less anymore. I'll stay in the top 10, you know, and I can do that perfectly fine. But other than that, I'm slowly to the point where I'm looking for another game to stream. I'm looking to be a content creator in another game that I actually enjoy, and I want to worry about spending hundreds of dollars on a monthly basis, or, you know, on a seasonal basis. And I mean, even if they make changes, I don't know if I'm going to come back anymore, truthfully, because, you know, they like to make changes because they like to save face, and then they'll do some bullshit again the next following season. So, I mean, at this point, you know, they could try to make the change for the better, but they're going to be the same old game loft at the end of the day, and they're going to end up doing some other bullshit to try to make us open up our wallets. And no matter what, you know, the community been fighting strong, and guys, I commend you on that, but there's still people that are fucking buying shit. There's still people that are welling out on these boxes. There's people that bought the $50 bundle. So at the end of the day, you know, us as a community, we're staying strong, but there's still bad apples out there. Over 100, I think, I don't know how many people bought that $50 thing, but they made I think they made over $100,000 on that alone. So there was still a lot of people that ended up buying this shit regardless. So, you know, we don't know what the future entails, but as of right now, you know, no cars in universal boxes. We can't get cars with the seasonal coins. They're not in the season pass. Everything is a cash grab now. Gameloft probably lost millions of dollars because of this Chinese app that got, you know, ruined, which we talked about it in the last week's episode of the podcast, which a lot of people didn't even realize that the Chinese app, you know, backfired. So a lot of people, you know, when they heard our podcast last week, put 2 and 2 together, like, you know, it kind of makes sense why they're doing this, because they're trying to make the money back for what they lost, because they had to refund everybody. And I mean, that like I said, that's not true. That's not, you know, I'm just analyzing because this happened at the same time. You know, the China app falling apart, and then the changes to the car season happened at the same time. So I'm just looking at the timing perspective. That's kind of sounds like what's happened. But I can't, it's not been confirmed, but let's be honest, guys. If Gameloft is losing millions of dollars, how are they going to make that million back? By fucking overcharging us in their games, you know, to make that money back. So, I mean, y'all can take that for what you will, but, you know, Gameloft, I'm not stupid. You know, you're not going to use us as a fucking, you know, cash grab to, you know, make sure that you're not in a negative because you had to refund people millions of dollars for your Chinese app. It's not going to go with me. And I'm going to keep talking about this so people actually can open their eyes and know why they're doing this. And everybody's like, oh my God, Gameloft is doing this and this and that. It's no shocker. They're trying to make their money back for the losses that they had. And the car season was the perfect season to do that because everybody's been asking for it. Everybody's been wanting it. They know people will still bite the bullet to pay for this shit because at the end of the day, people just want their characters. They don't give a fuck if it's $50, $100, $150. Most of us was not paying for that. But the people that really want this shit, they'll figure out a way to pay for it. They don't care if Game Loft is gonna rip them off or not. They just want the fucking racers. and it's not even the whales that's the problem. The problem is the people that don't give a fuck how much money they gotta spend to get these racers. Those are the problem, not the whales. Because a lot of the whales haven't paid for that, including myself.
Yeah, I mean, even in the I'm starting to see the writing on the wall. They're definitely realizing, yo, there's gonna be some people who are desperate enough, or like you said, even if not desperate, they got the money. They don't care. They don't care if it affects other people, where they're willing to spend $50. I think in the first Descendant, that was the first time I've really seen gaming get expensive. Where I think there's skins in First Descendant like $50. Like skins, I think like a lot of time in game skins are like $10, $20, but the First Descendant said, "No, we're gonna make it 50." So and then hey, look at Game Loft. They want to charge you 50, to unlock characters. But yeah, it's damn, crazy when some of the most enthusiastic people who have been riding for the game, you're starting to lose. Game Loft is starting to lose them. And I don't know, for me personally, like I guess this season, my biggest frustration has been the rank mode, because that was something that I was excited for. Even with the bad monetization changes with the Golden Pass and cars and everything, I was still thinking like, I'll still be able to do ranked in this new competitive mode. But literally, as of right now, like all day I've been queuing up solo, been waiting like minutes. I can't find any opponents. Maybe I'll get in one race, and then after that race, I'm waiting for like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. I'm just like, okay, I'm done. And then the game starts syncing, so it's still got synchronization issues. The matchmaking is terrible. Like it can barely find people to match you with. And I don't know if that's because there's not a lot of people on anymore. I don't know if that people don't care about rank, so they're just doing teams because they don't like losing. So they're just going back to teams. Like, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I can't even grind if I want to. You know what I'm saying? If I want to grind to get towards top 50 or whatever like that, like, I can't do that if I'm not able to find matches. So, I mean, that's been an issue for me. Like, I guess, like, before the season, I was thinking, like, hey, if we're going to be in, like, solo races and it's going to be, like, full lobbies of, like, 8 people, maybe 6 people, 6 to 8 people, it's going to be intense. But now it's almost like the way ranked was before, or multiplayer, that was multiplayer league, but it almost feels like what it was before. Like, you're in solos and you're just always in 3-player lobbies. And I'm just like, come on, man, this ain't what I wanted. I wanted full lobbies. I wanted to be able, but I'm not really getting full lobbies anymore. Maybe the first few days we were able to get more full lobby because everybody was like excited for the new mode and trying it out and on. But now it's like it seems like nobody's on anymore. But maybe I'm mistaken. But that's just been my experience. So I don't know. In combination with the news of the universal boxes, them not being in that, and all the other monetization stuff, yeah, it's definitely kind of a downer. I guess what they do have is new is the Grand Prix event, which is basically like a time trial, competitive time trial, but it's kind of like Tails, because you got to do it every single day for like the next week, and in order to get the leaderboard, that the event is. I enjoy time trials, but I don't know. What do y'all think about this Grand Prix?
I mean, the Grand Prix, in theory, I like it. I don't like that 2 of these events requires cars. Like, there's just one right here. That's day what? You can see 1. This is the day 1 right now. 2, 3, 4. Day 5, you need to use car. No, day 6. No, day 4. So day 4, you're gonna need to use cars, and I think the last day also needs to use cars. Yeah. So 2 of these you gotta use cars, so that's already a gatekeep for 90% of the player base, so
I mean, I'm trying to think for the player. Let's say, like, if you're a player and you didn't buy the $50 unlock or whatever, and let's say you just did the time trial, the first one for Lightning McQueen, if you didn't get like top 200, what did you get? Like what? 3 shards, 2 shards? So yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of walls, like the season tour, because like the chapter 6 season tour. I think you have to have like Hades at level 45. You have to have like Hopper's mid-season character in order to get to the 4 shard at the end of chapter 6, and then so yeah, there's definitely like mid-season walls in the season tour, and you know, then there's the time trial event, which you're at a disadvantage if you don't have Judy Hopps leveled up. So you know, if you missed the Judy Hopps season or the Zootopia season, then you probably didn't get shards that way. So yeah, a majority of the players, like I know, like top level competitive players, we might not be that affected because we're skilled enough to be able to get like maybe top 100 in some of these events. But like for a lot of the player base, you know, that didn't make top 100, top 10, whatever, like yo, they're kind of SOL. So yeah, it's interesting. So I mean, you did see something. They put up a box. I think they put up a gambling box for Lightning McQueen, 500 tokens per box or something like that. So, yeah, they definitely they tax them.
Yeah, I cannot believe the box for Lightning McQueen is treated as a mid-season. That's just bogus.
Yeah, he's damn near a Cusco and Yzma, you know, last season, like. Essentially, the same boxes, yeah, Cusco and Yzma had as mid-season racers is essentially what the Lightning McQueen box is. So
that's gonna be the same case for Cruz Ramirez and Toe Mater. Whatever you guys do, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah.
I'll get horrible. I don't know how the fuck these guys were getting 130s, bro.
Yeah, I don't know either. One thing I don't like, they made it like regulated level 20.
Yeah, I don't like that shit, bro. Like, why am I capped at level 20? That shit is slow. Like the turning is garbage.
The abilities are worse.
Yeah, how do you get 1 minute and 29 seconds? What am I missing with Mr. Incredible that I'm not hitting? I'm the whole 9 seconds behind.
I wonder if he posted a video. I'm curious. Let's see what people are doing.
I also haven't played in a couple of days, so I am rusty as shit too at the same time.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean that's kind of, you know, our thoughts on, you know, I guess like the recent, you know, update.
Well, I
so,
mean, the crew artifacts toxic wouldn't affect me because I have this guy completely maxed out. So, you know, that shouldn't affect me because I got all this top speed crew, unless there's different crews that helps him out better than the top speed that I don't know about because he's level 20.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing. I will say they did do something for the what's called regulated. If you do want to try out Lightning McQueen level 50, you can do that in regulated. He is the, what do they call it? The free racer. Temporarily, you get to try him out. He's a test racer for the week. So if you do want to try out Lightning McQueen, you can do that. So I got my hands on him a little bit, and like I said, his ability isn't that, you know, isn't the best when it comes to speed, but like I will say his turning passive is strong. I think like when you drift around a turn, I think you're like at 115 miles an hour. So damn near you're faster. You're literally going faster than Prince Eric's ship when you're Lightning McQueen drifting around turns. So and if you want to compare what's the normal speed that you turn, I believe it's I was drifting with other characters and they were slowing down to like 90 miles an hour. So you're about 20 miles an hour faster going around turns as Lightning McQueen. So yeah, he's pretty good. You know, I guess the one thing I'm wondering with him is if you level him up and put crew on him, is his ability, is his ability speed going to scale to his top speed? So we'll see. I will be able to unlock Lightning McQueen. I only need one more Lightning McQueen shard, so once this Grand Prix event is over, I'll have him unlocked. And then I'll, you know, have to grind them up the normal way, but
this is crazy.
I mean, I'm grinding up the normal way myself. I ain't pay. I didn't open up a box for him. I didn't pay the $50 for him. I'm just unlocking them through the daily shop because I got him off the time trial. That's literally all I'm doing.
This game has become Asphalt Legends, man.
Hey, I should download Asphalt Legends just to see what the future holds for Speedstorm.
Yo, it's literally the future. You could literally see what Speedstorm is going to become in the future if you play Asphalt Legends. I only played Asphalt Legends for like about a month just to see if there's any differences from Speedstorm, and I was like, hold on, didn't Speedstorm just add something like this to the game? You know what they do have though? Remember how we had to wait for like shit. No, actually they don't have that yet. But I was gonna say, or did they have that? Did they at one point have like if you couldn't race if you ran out of shit? Like resources? Or am I tripping?
Oh yeah, I can do this.
I'm not sure.
Who said I need to be the best player in the entire world just to get 14 shards is crazy.
That it is that's actually the thing. Like literally, I'm I'm thinking about myself, and it's hard enough to get it as like I don't know a decent player, but like they essentially are making it. You want to unlock a character, you literally have to be the best player in the world. As Sammy will say, you have to be maxing just to get 10 shards for a character. That's crazy. So it's yeah, I don't know. I've lost my motivation for the game. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to unlock McQueen. I'm going to unlock, if I'm able to, try to get Cruz, try to get Tomater. But, I don't know. I technically, some people could see this as a W, like, yo, you don't have to pay for the Golden Pass, and you were able to unlock Lightning McQueen.
Hey, I see this as a W.
Technically, I will unlock Lightning McQueen without spending any money, so is that a W?
You know why I see this as a W? Angel has finally opened his eyes, man.
Sammy said he was.
That's crazy, Sammy. That's crazy.
Well, I don't want them doing my boy dirty like this. I know he enjoys the game. I know he loves the game. That's why I don't want to try and badmouth the game so much. I really be holding back. But goddamn, you already did Poppin' dirty. You did me dirty. You did Nano dirty. You're still doing Angel dirty, but Angel's finally woken up. I'm happy about that. I mean, you did Gameloft even did Skyliner dirty because he even stopped covering the game.
Well, you can say that's college.
At some point,
some other stuff, but
we either as a community we gotta open our eyes and see the writing on the wall, or Gameloft needs to be like, oh shit, everyone's now not playing our game anymore. The content creators aren't playing the game. The whales aren't playing the game. The casuals aren't playing the game. We got to do something.
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember watching, older videos and, people being like, telling new players, hey, if you want to, unlock a character, get crew, the universal box has so much value. You save up your season tokens and spend it on the universal box.
I remember that shit.
All of that, and now it's like that might not even be relevant anymore.
Nope, not next season. And you know what's crazy? I was considering making a comeback with Peter Pan because that was one of my most anticipated seasons when I first started playing this game. And I'm hearing you can't even get characters from Universal boxes no more. And I've been behind since what's the last season I played Tron? So you already know I'm like, fuck that. I'm missing like maybe 30, 40 characters, and I can't even get them now because they're not going to be in Universal box. I'm not going to waste my time.
But yeah, so at least with Speedstorm, that's kind of what's going on. I will say, the servers were back online, so we were able to get some division matches this weekend. So I guess we can go over that.
You mean one division match?
Yeah, I said some. Yeah, it was one. So yeah, I guess we can
and what's even funnier? Well, it's not really funny, but like I guess shit talking Gameloft funnier is the fact that on the Switch is still down. People still can't get down on the Switch.
That might be the issue, right? Because I have the Switch I have well, Disney Speedstorm downloaded on my Switch 2. I got the Switch 2 version, I guess, and maybe that's why I haven't been getting. It keeps having synchronization issues. Maybe it's a Switch 2 problem. You know, obviously I could download it on my PlayStation, but you know, sometimes I uninstall it because to save space for other games or whatnot. But yeah, dang, I didn't realize it was still down for the Switch because yeah, there's still a lot of players that play Speedstorm on the Switch. So
yeah,
if you just if it's still broken, that's unfortunate. Or certain platforms can play the game and certain people on other platforms can't. That's bad. You know, it should be working on all platforms. Let's see, what is the you know, over here we're gonna keep it real. We ain't gonna sugarcoat just because you know we want the best for Speedstorm doesn't mean we're gonna, you know, make excuses for bad stuff. So we are we're gonna keep it real and frank. So yeah, there was one match. The one match for divisions and divisions is the competitive side of Speedstorm. You know, every single game community has their own competitive side, and in Speedstorm, the community the competitive side is division, super divisions. And so we had a long-awaited rematch, which was BRZ Final Boss versus Lowland Thunder. And you know, the BRZ Final Boss, they not stopping. You know, they leading the charge 201 to 159. So that is about a 40-point lead. So yeah, they definitely did their thing. You know, for BRZ Final Boss, we had Wolf, MVP of the match, leading his team with 62 points. We have Rugal not far behind with 52. We have Valix holding it down with 52, and then we have Hayes, Quinho with 35. And then for the Lowland Thunder, you know what I'm saying, they put up a fight. We have Cedric leading his team with 42, Goblin King 40, Ferrari 38, Sandbox 38. So as a team, the Lowland Thunder, they all, you know, pulled their own weight. No player, you know, was really far behind or whatever. It just seems like as a team, the Final Boss just got it done, man. Final Boss just got it done as a team. So shout out to the Final Boss and shout out for Lowland for, you know, putting up a good fight and trying your best. Definitely can see all four players definitely tried, but the BRZ, they figured out some kind of formula for success. They figured out something.
Yeah, not even the best players can beat the Final Boss. And Lowland Thunders, the Dons, they beat them all. It's crazy.
Yep. I saw the writing on the wall. Stream Snipers, we had a super team on the Stream Snipers, and we still could have beat them.
Hey, we almost did, though. We almost did, though.
Yeah, we almost did. We was leading on the.
We was leading on the Final Boss, bro. And then I mean, that last track they put in Toxic, and then fucking. If I didn't choose Mowgli for that last track, I think we would have got enough points to win, you know. I could have chose like a Jasmine or something, yo. That's alright though. That's what happens with picks, man. You gotta make sure you get the right picks going.
Yeah, we talked about this before. Part of the skill gap is, you know, the picks. Like who you choose as a racer for certain tracks literally can make a huge difference. So, you know, hey, that knowledge is part of it. You know, the skill, you have to have skill. You have to have, the ability to use the character at their highest potential. And then you have to make sure you choose the right character, because you can be the best player in the world, but if you choose the wrong character on the wrong track, hey, you screwed. So I kind of like, I almost said that's one thing I do like about Speedstorm. It almost feels like chess in a way. Like you got to use a little bit of IQ, a little bit of knowledge, you know, in order to maximize your results. But yeah, I mean, like I said, BRZ got it done, so shout out to them. You know, I'm curious to see, you know, what happens this weekend, if, you know, there's still going to be any matches going on, maybe with players that aren't on the Switch. Hopefully they get the servers fixed on that end. I mean, Speedstorm has had server issues throughout the years. You know, at one point it was really bad where people were constantly disconnecting.
Nah, it's been since day one, since free to play drop.
Yeah, but you know, private lobbies and whatnot, like specifically private lobbies. I remember one time, like, it took forever just to do one match because people always disconnect, and they kind of fixed the disconnects for a while, but now it's like people can't even get in. So yeah, maybe it's because they're prioritizing their servers for the rank mode or for whatever. I don't know. These new Tales events, I don't know what, but I don't know. It definitely seems like every now and then the private lobbies get messed up. But yeah, I mean, that is the Visions news. No other team got to, you know, compete, but you know, we'll see what happens going forward. Like I said, it's crazy. I mean, listen to us. Speedstorm is kind of in the messed up spot. Only one divisions match because of the servers. Universal boxes are dead. People are boosting in rank mode. You can't find matches in rank mode. There's synchronization issues. Like, bruh, Speedstorm is cooked right now. I hate to say it.
It's the worst season to date, man. Worst season to date. That is no sugarcoating that. It is the worst season to date. A lot of people.
Season 7 was the worst season, but this is doing overtime right now.
This game mechanically is fun. It's just the shit, you know, outside of the core mechanics of the game, like the leveling, the crew, the shop, like all that is what makes this game horrible. But the actual, like, if you just leave all that alone and you just focus on the racing aspect of the game's amazing. It's just everything in between that makes it horrible.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have something to lure in the bait. You know, you have to have some kind of good product or something that makes people want to, you know, spend money. So they definitely had a good product, and then they made a predatory economy around that good product. So that's what we end. You know, it's crazy. I was watching, you know, a stream. I think it was Micromass maybe, but because he has Lightning McQueen on lock, and I was looking, and I think you could spend like $9 to get the Epic Crew 30 shards. But now I looked at the Lightning McQueen, because you know, once you unlock the character, then you got to spend more money if you want to just get right off, just to get shards. But they made it to where you have to spend $9.99, like real money. You can't use any of your blue tokens anymore, you know, to just get up Lightning McQueen shards. Like they want real money. I don't know if you noticed that. Do you notice that, Angel?
I did, because I looked at the crew for like the Epic Crew that normally you can buy with blue tokens, and there was no blue tokens. It was just an actual like cost. I'm like, what? I'm like, what?
Yeah, dude.
Yo, like that, bro. I'm not even
imagine
lying.
this. Imagine, you know, follow me. Imagine, okay, you're one of those people. Okay, I didn't do the time trials. I wasn't fast enough. I'm just gonna spend $50 so I can get my cards characters. So they spend $50 just to unlock the cards characters, and now if they want to level up their cards characters, get more shards, they got to spend $9 a pop. Like, you already spent $50, and that's not enough. You still got to spend $9 a pop to get like 5 to 10 shards from a queen. That's insane. That's actually insane.
You know what's funny is, as they say, they treat this as a mid-season box, but like on mid-season boxes that we've been having, it's a guaranteed after like box what? After 30 pulls, you get a guarantee.
Like,
yeah, 10 boxes, right? They don't have that writing on here. So it's essentially the old school way where you just keep rolling until you get it, which is crazy.
It with real money. So, you know, if you've been saving up your blue tokens, no. I mean, even the mid-season, you know, boxes, you can use blue tokens, but the fact that you just can't use blue tokens for the shards is kind of crazy. Yeah. You know, hey. I'm a big Cards fan. I watch Cards 1, I watch Cards 2, Cards 3. You know, Cards one of my favorite, you know, movies of all time, Pixar. So you know, this was a season I'm excited for. I'm not trying to, you know, shit on, you know, I'm not trying, but I gotta keep it 100. You know, it's when you're excited for something, they let you down. You know, you gotta speak on it. So yeah, I don't know. But hey, I guess I don't know if there's anything else, you know, Speedstorm that we need to cover. Anything else y'all want to bring up? I guess.
Yeah, when Peter Pan drops, I'm gonna download the game open it, and then close it immediately and uninstall.
I don't know what's up with the company. Maybe the game was supposed to die months ago, and somehow they kept it alive.
It really sounds like the whole China app, like, faltering is really the cause of all this bullshit. Like, if the China app, I have to believe if the China app does not like go through that shit that it went through, like, is this season really like this?
100% no. 100% no. Because look, you gotta think about it in a business standpoint. Like, imagine how much money the Chinese players spent on this game, because you know they're infamous. The Chinese players are gacha gamers. They love gacha games, so they're gonna pay to get the racers up there. Especially if they were promised that everything that they spent in the game will get transferred over once the playtest or the beta, because the app was in beta. So the game law told the Chinese players whatever you spent in the beta will carry over to the main game once the main game is officially released. So whatever they spent on this beta that ended up being closed, get refunded. And it's official that they refunded everybody. There was like a whole like we're sorry like message on their Chinese website. And they're saying if you bought anything, we'll be refunding you. Like, you have to put it in a business perspective. The millions that they probably lost, you know, they're a company, they're gonna want to get it back. So I guarantee you, if the app did not do what happened, yeah, we wouldn't have had this season like this, because they wouldn't have needed to make up the money they lost. But there would have been no loss. It would have been all profits.
In other racing news, what's it called? In Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Tangle and Whisper are finally out. The festival will be tomorrow. But if you want to, try out the characters now, you can. You can take them in the world match before world matches, close down for the weekend or for the festival. So, I actually did try out Whisper, and Whisper basically is S tiered, the best character in the game. I think at one point it was like Hatsune Miku or Knuckles or Eggman, but now she, hands down, is the best character when it comes to the meta, which is, level 4 drifting, because she has the highest boost stat, so she's literally able to get her boost faster than any other character, which means that she'll be invulnerable more and easier than any other character in the game. So definitely, get your hands on Whisper and try her. I was trying her out and it was crazy. I was leaving people. I was gapping people. She's actually insane. So I'm curious to see, how she's gonna pan out, and I guess in some future tournaments or competitive matches. I know a lot of people are gonna be using her, so that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, no new track. There's not even no racing. There's not really even no racing music. But essentially, in Sonic Racing Crossworlds, you have 2 new characters, and from the IDF Sonic comments, which I don't know what IDF comics were before Crossworlds, because I'm like, who is Tangle and Whisper? So I looked it up and they were like, oh, okay, IDF comics, which I know there were Archie comics was a thing for a while, but I guess now there's like a new comic thing and stuff. So yeah, so if you like the Tangle and Whisper and you're an IDF Sonic comic fan, then hey, get your try it out.
Wolf, you gonna lock your #1 route on a paywall? Oh, Wolf, what are we doing?
Game Loft, man.
What are we doing, Wolf? I literally seen this video for the Grand Prix Day 1 best route. It says members only. Oh, that's crazy.
Hey, if Game Law can get a bag, he said he gonna get a bag.
Yeah, Wolf on the Game Law.
That people were paying for the $50 cars pack. He's like, y'all gonna pay for this too?
Yeah, you want to see how to get
you want to get Lightning McQueen shard? You want to learn my route? You gotta pay too. Shit, man.
Yeah, you want to see my routes? I can't hate.
I mean, I can't hate on that. You got to make money somehow. I mean, so I mean, if that's how, if that's working for you, you know, more power to you.
And also, I mean, it probably benefits him to have a lot behind the paywall, because if not, every single top player gonna be looking at this video like, all right, what he do? Oh, I'm gonna do what he do, but I'm gonna try to perfect it and do it better.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Damn, I should start putting mines in fucking members only. Let me stop.
Remember? But and then make it for everybody once the event's over. All right. Non-members out to the public.
That would be
Yo, Wolf, we're too broke trying to support the game. That's my theory. I was like, look, man, us Speedstormers, you know, we could watch videos, we could support you, but when it comes to the gifting subs or biddies or subscribing to the channel for money, they don't even have the money to do that because they're too busy opening up their wallets to game law. All their money is going to them. And they can't really support the content creators.
Yeah, they can't. That's why they're not playing no other games. They can't afford any other game because they spent all their money on Speedstorm.
Yeah, he said I need to get month payment in order to keep playing Wallet Storm from now on. It's crazy, Wolf.
Wallet Storm, hey, there we go. That's a new one.
Do you not get paid for people watching your videos, Wolf? Like, I know I do because I'm monetized. Like, the more viewership that I get and the people are watching the full videos, I get money off of that.
I think he just got 1,000 subs, so he should be able to get it now. But
but I guess doing a subscription, that's guaranteed money right off the rip. So
yeah, not just
depending on the view. Yeah, true. Yep, that's Speedstorm in a nutshell right there. Even the content creators are needing money to be able to kind of make content on this game. It's a cold world out here, guys. We all just broke, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, there's broke, and then there's being smart with your money. You know what I'm saying, bro? If I won the lottery and I was like a multi-millionaire, I'm still not paying, you know, $100 for McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you know, you gotta understand the value of things, and certain things ain't worth it.
Yeah, well, I seen that.
$1,000 for a piece of gum.
But
you know what I'm saying? Like, no.
I don't think that's really anything special, other than maybe you get like a special channel. But like at the end of the day, I mean, unless they're gonna start paying us content creators to do content for the game or give us the racers for free to you know you showcase the content, there's nothing that Game Love can offer me that would incentivize me to promote this more and more.
I mean, you could do it for Asphalt Legends.
That makes no sense why they don't do it for Speedstorm, bro. I would be literally their #1 streamer. Like, I am a Twitch partner, I'm a YouTube partner, I'm a Kick partner. Like, if you want to partner up with somebody, partner up with the people that actually will promote your game, for one, make content on this game on multiple outlets, not just Twitch, but on YouTube, on TikTok. You know, if you incentivize people like that, I would definitely do it. And I know other content creators would do it too. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if there's no interest, what are we doing as content creators? I seen this game viewership drop from early access to where me and fucking Defender Williams was getting 50 to 60 viewerships, and we were all streaming at the same time. That's 60 plus viewers on each stream. It's over 100 people watching Speedstorm on both of our channels across the board, and that's not including YouTube numbers. That's just Twitch numbers. And I seen that number drop dramatically after free-to-play launched, because the free-to-play launch was horrible too. So yeah, I like look an early access when I stream this game. I'm like, yo, this is the game that's gonna make me who I am as a streamer. This is the game right here, and it could have been the game because it was happening in early access. But then Gameloft, you threw it all away when free to play launched, bro. Like we all could have been eaten as content creators in this game because the viewership was only going up, bro. It was only going up. You know how frustrating that. You know how frustrating that is as a content creator.
The one is look how many views you got on your Princess TikTok. You know what I'm saying? People
100,000.
Princess and the Frog. You know imagine they came out Princess and the Frog, Princess Tiana. You know how many people would play this game just so they could play as her as a racer? You know what I'm saying? Like people have a desire for it. You know, for that. That's just one example. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like like. The potential was there. It's just like, but everywhere you look, new players, new streamers that play the game, they're like, yo, this monetization is terrible. This is a terrible gacha game. Not terrible as the gameplay, but like the gacha mechanics are so bad. So it strays a lot of people away. It's like shooting yourself in the foot. It's like you have everything to succeed and to be big, but then your own greed. You get in your own way because of greed. So.
Yeah, that's a fact. Oh, I would have loved for Gameloft to do sponsor streamers or pay streamers to play that game. I would have streamed this game 8 hours a fucking day as a sponsor streamer. I swear to God, and a lot of sponsor streamers, they don't have to fucking work because the companies that make the games are paying them to play the game enough where they can make a living off of it. I would have loved to make a living off of fucking Gameloft money and fucking. I'll play Speedstorm 8 hours a day. That's my fucking job at this point, and I'm living comfortably. But no, Gameloft doesn't pay Speedstorm streamers. They do Asphalt, and Asphalt's none. I feel like Asphalt's the least popular game. Make sense.
Asphalt streamers? Do they have?
Yep, they do. They pay other people. From smaller games, like other games that Gameloft made that will have smaller communities, they paying these guys to play their game. Not Speedstorm though.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Remember when we looked this up, I think it's the same thing for Dreamlight as well. The 2 Disney games you can't get paid for.
Maybe it's a Disney thing.
Yeah.
When Disney pay me to play your games,
because like if you getting sponsored by Gameloft and you playing the Disney games. And some controversy comes out about you and you're attached to Disney, that's kind of weird, right?
I mean, there's a lot of controversy already out on the Disney brand itself. We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there.
I know. I'm just saying.
I would say there was a time where I was very enthusiastic and excited about this game. And at where I'm at right now, I've kind of lost my...
I was feeling the same way, and ultimately I uninstalled, and I didn't look back since. It got to a point where like I was holding so much in just because I'm just like,
we're good, Roger. How about you doing today?
If this season's not it's next season, and I kept saying that for like 5 seasons straight, and it came to a point where I was like,
it gets worse.
Yeah,
the game, literally every single change, every single year, it gets more money hungry. They take away. Like I said, they took away victory animations. They took away deluxe cards. They took away,
voices.
But then they gave voices. I won't,
not everyone got voices back though.
But I mean, they're giving voices to characters that didn't have any. But I mean, they took away Golden Pass, being able to use in-game currency to unlock it. They split the season into 2 parts. They took away Universal boxes. They took away Lightning McQueen characters out of their own season. Like, they're just taking away too much, and I can't be enthusiastic about that anymore. But yeah, Sammy, what do we have next for our next topics? I know, like I said, I'll be on Star Wars Galactic Race, and maybe that'll get my enthusiasm up. But
That game looks like heat, and don't sleep on Screamer because that game looks like it's gonna be heat too. Both racing games dropping this year.
Like I said, it is, and like I said, I still haven't got Kirby Air Ride. You know, there's Sonic that I play. You know, there's so many racing games out. You don't have to force yourself to fall for scummy business practices.
I love it
like
because there's a lot of racing games that are making a comeback, or just races in general that are just coming out of nowhere, and we haven't seen this many racing games in a long time. Not since like the early days of Xbox and the PS2.
I've been seeing a lot of people end up, you know, playing like some old Cars racing games since they can't get the racers in Speedstorm. So like, all right, I'm just gonna play the Cars 3 racing. So, but yeah, I guess, you know, we got some you know, quick news, because I don't know, we ain't got to talk about it for too long, but they did give us a trailer for Wolverine. Wolverine will be officially releasing September 15th, which is before Grand Theft Auto 6. So it's kind of crazy that Grand Theft Auto 6 has been, you know, hyped up, and, you know, said it's gonna come, and yet Wolverine will be able to get our hands on that before Grand Theft Auto. So got a while.
True. That is true. The funny time that we're in right now. Funny timeline. A lot of things are releasing before Grand Theft Auto. Let me say that.
Yeah. Also, let me see. What else we got, Sammy, on the
Wolverine is actually supposed. They gave us the release date for Wolverine, which is September 15th, and then the next thing, in May, there's also 007. That's the release date. We don't have a specific date, but it's dropping in May. We know that for sure. But in terms of games that are dropping this month, you know, one is Romeo Is a Dead Man. It dropped already. The reception is great. You know, I just sent the trailer into the group chat, so Angel's gonna play it for us right now so we can watch it.
Isn't that a movie? Romeo Must Die?
Yeah, Romeo Must Die is a movie, but Romeo Is Dead is a Dead Man is a game. So we could check this out real quick.
Okay, hold on. I need to my volume mix here real quick. Okay, did that not work? I chose the wrong browser. All right, there you go. Perfect. All right, we're starting trailer. Sorry, guys.
Dead man with mask man, 야사그레타 운명 still choosing.
The Dead Man.
何百何千何万回もの分岐行き止まり三差路迷って選んでたどり着いた奇跡
J-Rap? Okay, J-Rap?
寄せては返すもしと語られば飛べりば降りてか何周目だ
I got a Chicano flow to it too. That's crazy.
ギタのハードモード目ためたの境地だかゴー魂ダルだ連日の特殊でも大丈夫だ手のひらの上で終わりなきようだ
This is about the copyright. I hope you know that.
ファンキーゴーダン Don't stop, won't stop なんだかんだドゥビドゥビだ
ダバダバ時空暗ギャうなる縦置きのターボチャージャーこのアンテナがキャッチしたドープなナンバー狂い避けないサンダーロード埋め尽くすインプラントのビルボード埋め込まれてだいぶ経った大海原越え遥か彼方届いた手紙彼方からみんな元気でやってます Y2K から何ディケイ新鮮未年このエブリデイまた夢か幻かラスボスかここでリセットかオープンワールドのデッドエンジンとコードでハッキング突破してまさに夢か幻か取り出しかハッピーエンドはどこだ
Right. Romeo's a dead man. How do you feel about that?
They got an art style going from. I'll give them that.
Looks interesting. Kind of like looks like a zombie game. Kind of like a. Looks interesting. Are you getting it? Or does it look like something you getting? Or
I would definitely try it out. Like I've been trying out a lot of games since I've been had Game Pass, and you know I don't know if this game dropped into Game Pass or not, but I don't think it did. But I know that I saw it all over, like it was plastered all over the Xbox store when I hopped on the other day, and I was like, "Damn, what's this?" And I looked at it, and I was like, oh, "Okay, so it's this game." I briefly remember it being announced, and I kind of forgot about it just because of all the stuff that's been going on for like the last couple of months, especially Arc Raiders. But when I saw this again, I was like, "Okay, this game is interesting." So I definitely think I'd give it a chance. Like it's definitely not a day one buy anymore because obviously it released 2 weeks ago, but I would definitely play this game. What about you guys?
I mean, I've been on Speedstorm the last 2 days, but that's because I've been working on my DJ stuff more than anything. But I have been playing a different game lately that I've been playing. You guys don't know, I'm a big RPG guy. You know, I've been playing RPGs for damn near my whole life. So, you know, we've been on this Dawn Trail, baby. Final Fantasy 14. We've been playing this game for many, many years already. Many, many years. And we are a part of the cat girl cult. This is what people say. You know, we love our cat girls. That is my cat girl right there. Called her Poppy's Angels, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Yes. That is my homegirl right here. And I still gotta catch up on the patch notes, but I did complete pretty much all the expansions already. I did the newest one, which is Dawn Trail, that came out about almost 2 years ago. I got all my characters to 90. Some of them are at 100. Yeah, this is essentially the World of Warcraft of Final Fantasy, but in my opinion better because it's not as toxic. At least from my experience, there's probably has been toxic players in this game, but I haven't come across any toxic players. It's pretty chill. I love the leveling. I love the grinding aspect. Yeah, it's fun. I highly recommend this to anybody that wants to play an MMO or a live service game that, you know, has a longevity. I highly recommend this MMO. 100%. AKA The Poppy of Final Fantasy. Can we do that?
Don't kill me.
The Poppy of Final Fantasy? Come on, Sammy. You know you like that. Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy, I'm probably not gonna get the game. I honestly, this year I have certain games, a handful of games I'm gonna get. Crimson Desert, Star Wars Galactic Racing, Wolverine, and Grand Theft Auto. Like, I don't really see myself. I'm probably skipping over something, but like I said, I'm picking and choosing the games I played this year, and I'm not playing everything that's coming out.
That's understandable.
Maybe Fable if I have some extra income.
Oh, we'll get to that.
This year?
We'll get to that. But there's also Resident Evil that's coming out. Requiem that's gonna be coming out soon.
Yeah, Marathon.
The trailer in the group chat, Angel. Oh, you're gonna be playing Forza 6, Forza Horizon 6. I am too. I'll see you in Japan.
I mean, I got Game Pass, so I'll play.
It sounds like the Speedstorm community is going over to Horizon 6.
Like I said, there's racing games. Forza, Mario Kart still a thing. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. If Disney Speedstorm is on some BS, and you're not willing to, put up with what they're giving, hey. Maybe spend some time on some other game. And like I said, maybe Speedstorm gets their stuff together in the future. You can always come back. One thing I will say, it's good to take breaks on games. Because when you're constantly playing the game nonstop,
you get burned out.
Burnt out for sure. So.
But yeah, I mean, I'll try out for it, see how it is, But, I don't know if you guys read, but there's been talks of fucking EA making an underground style Need for Speed as the next installment of their Need for Speed franchise. It's gonna focus more on street racing, and it's gonna be heavily around. It's gonna be a fusion of the OG Most Wanted and the Underground series. That's what I got from reading it. So a mixture of Most Wanted, OG, which is one of their best games aside from the Underground series, and then the Underground series, which is probably the best Need for Speed series. Together, the street racing, the neon city lights, the police chases, and fucking the drag racing, the customization, putting the neon lights in the cars, oh my god, the drifting. Yes, I am hyped. If that is true, if the leaks are true, and that is the next Need for Speed game, that would be the game I go to. Need for Speed Underground 3, baby. Make it right now, EA. That was shit all over Forza. I'm sorry, Microsoft, but Forza Horizon should be a street racing game, not a fucking another Forza Motorsport.
That's what we got Need for Speed for. We don't need Forza Horizon to be a street racing.
My nigga. I mean, if you want Motorsport, we have Motorsport. Horizon should be something completely different.
This is more like racing festivals. Like this.
Yeah, but bro, you in fucking Japan.
Yeah, but you know race all over Japan.
But you know what Japan is the freaking king of street racing. So
you can still street race.
Why would you not make Forza Horizon 6 a street racing game since you're making it in Japan, which has probably the biggest street racing scenes there? I'm talking the drifting, the drag racing, the fucking decals. You watch Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift and them cars and that shit. That is literally Japan.
So why are you blaming Horizon 6? Blame Need for Speed for not doing that shit.
No, because if you're gonna make a game that's based out Japan, you need to literally incorporate the best aspects in the racing scene in Japan.
They did. Did you not see the trailer?
Can I put neon lights in my car?
Yes.
Where? I didn't see that in the trailer.
You could do all it, bro. Not everything they mentioned was in the trailer, but they did mention the customization options you could do.
I wanted to see it in the trailer. I don't give a fuck about what they said. I wanted to see the neon lights in the fucking trailer.
I'm dead, bro. No, but for real, you blaming Forza Horizon 6, blame freaking Need for Speed because they chose Miami for one game in Need for Speed Heat, which wasn't bad. I liked the idea, and it was one of their best games in a while. But after that, they could have went anywhere else, and instead they chose to do anime with ASAP Rocky. And I'm thinking, if you're gonna do anime, why don't you just be in Japan?
Like, I mean, I get it though. Forza is a racing simulator, not an arcade style racer. So Wolf, your theory of drifting is a problem for Need for Speed because you want to have real grip, or you want that real simulation. You're not gonna get that off of Need for Speed because Need for Speed is not a car simulator. It's an arcade style racer, just like other arcade style racing games like Midnight Club. If you want to play simulation games like Forza, you got Gran Turismo, you got Forza, and there's some other ones. But like that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I want to act like I'm driving a real car, I'll play a simulation game. But if I want to have fun in a racing game and customize and play it in arcade style, I will play games like a Need for Speed Underground. And the drifting didn't feel that bad. Forza Horizon is arcade. I mean, it still has the sim aspect though, because it runs like Forza Motorsport, which is a sim. I feel the similarities when I play both Motorsport and Forza Horizon.
Yeah, Horizon's more arcade. When I play Motorsport, like I can't get away with some of the shit I can get away with in Horizon.
I mean, it might be more arcadey, but it's still simulation. You can still emulate a lot of the simulation of an actual car in Forza Horizon. It might not be as accurate, but it's really close to the simulation. Like compared to like doing it in Need for Speed,
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I definitely know that it's gonna be a fun game. Like the fact that you can race inside like pretty much Tokyo. You can race on the countryside, on the mountains. You can race on like in different districts that are just like spring season. It's gonna be interesting.
I still wanted to be an arcade street racing game. I'll hold my stance on that.
We still got Need for Speed for that, man.
Well, I mean, if we get, like I said, we get a Need for Speed Underground 3, is gonna shit on Forza Horizon. If we get a Need for Speed Underground 3, is gonna shit on Forza Horizon. I'll stand on that.
It's Underground 3.
Yeah, it needs to have Underground 2 physics. So if you're gonna make a Need for Speed Underground 3, either have the Underground 2 physics or improve upon the physics of Underground 2, obviously to make it more modernized, but just don't lose the feel of Need for Speed Underground. That's all. That's all I ask. I love Need for Speed Underground. It's probably my favorite racing game out of all racing games.
The Underground series, like this might be a hot take, but as great as Most Wanted was, I still prefer Undergrounds 1 and 2 over it.
2 was like, what's even crazier? Need for Speed Underground 2 was never finished. Did y'all know that?
This is the first I'm hearing that.
Yeah, it was never finished. You ever notice that there were certain parts of the map you couldn't get to, even after you beat the whole game? They were blocked off. Those are areas that were supposed to be in the game. But they never finished it. They got rushed and they just released it the way it was. That's the crazy part.
Hey, that's some game loft stuff. What do you think? I wonder. They say, hey, we on a deadline. We can.
I mean, that's not the developers' fault. That was EA telling the motherfuckers like, hey, you top it up. You gotta release the shit right now. Like, it's crazy.
And that, what's crazy too? That was back in the time when EA was like a good gaming company. So the fact that they rushed them out to drop the game is kind of crazy.
Back when they were EA Sports.
It's in the game. Hey.
Yep. Or EA Challenge Everything. Or EA Sports Big. Yep. They was on their shit back then.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, Most Wanted, everybody regards the OG one as one of the best Need for Speed, but I mean, I liked it, but I mean, the Underground will always be king for me. Underground 2 will always be the king. The legendary soundtrack, Riders on the Storm, you know what I'm saying? The Snoop Dogg, you know, come on, bro. Oh, Need for Speed Underground was fucking lit, bro. I don't want to hear the 24s. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Midnight Club was fire too because they had the house real big, cars real big. Hey, you know they had that many fresh.
Midnight Club's coming back. Was it you, Angel?
I guess that got debunked. If I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere. People like to make rumors. That's why sometimes the rumors don't seem right. But the rumor about the Need for Speed Underground like being the next game has been pretty consistent across the board. So EA might be finally saying, you know, I think it's time to do an Underground series again. And I'm all for it. I've been itching for a fucking street racing game. So give it to me. Give it to me.
So we do have the Resident Evil trailer. Not sure if we played it yet.
No.
And then we also got the Angel's gonna love this one. We got the WWE 2K26.
Man, fuck 2K.
6 survivors of Raccoon City all dead from the same thing.
Yeah, that's not good.
I will
Victor purchased a building after Umbrella went under.
I played the
Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it at some point as well. I never get them day one just because I'm not a Resident Evil guy. Like, I get them because my girlfriend loves the franchise, so she'll play them.
Mm-hmm. You okay? What does Victor want with you?
What do you mean?
He grabbed you for a reason.
Well, I am excited to play more different games though.
Did you find anything on
Wait, hold on, Angel.
Not yet.
How?
Nothing on the
You
servers
looking
of
for
the
another
CIA
game to play?
or the
Why
Pentagon.
don't you start playing WWE?
You are an ignorant.
I don't know. I tried it. I tried to make like a whole league, make custom characters, like I had streamers being like created wrestlers, and we had matches and whatnot. I don't know.
Why me?
I felt like nobody really was interested in it, but maybe I was just doing it at the wrong times.
Yeah, it could be now that you know with WWE 2K26, it might be the time to like get into this. I'm looking at some of these. I typed in WWE 2K26 for the trailer, and I'm seeing a lot of content creators for this game.
I'm coming with you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am a big wrestling fan. I mean, I think it will work.
I don't
love
want
wrestling.
any more regrets. Whatever it takes,
I
tell
know
me.
there's a lot of good games coming out. It's a great time to be a gamer, and to miss out on all of the good games that are coming out just so you can play Speedstorm for $50 a character.
When that $50 could go towards some of these new games. All said that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Expedition 33.
Probably somebody in game like, hey, you don't have to like. You can grind for the characters. You can grind.
Hey guy, don't say that.
You can play them in chapter 1.
Level 20.
And then never see them again?
A garbage version. I hate trying out characters in their worst state. Level 1 type shit.
Yeah, that is terrible. Terrible. But I don't know, man. I might have to next time on my stream talk about it and see if people really want. If there's any like interest in it.
You play other stuff?
No, not as they cool. I'm gonna play whatever I want to play, but like, I mean, I won't like do a whole community WWE thing if nobody really wants to watch something like that. You know what I mean? Because it takes a lot of time to create the wrestlers, you know, to people's liking and give them the move sets and all that. Like that's very, very time consuming. So I'm not gonna like put all my time into making it if nobody's gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I know sometimes you talk about like watching on YouTube or Twitch.
like this live streaming. Like I'll have like a whole like pay-per-view and I'll have the matches. But, like for example, it'll be like, you know, OneWingedAngel versus BRZ Wolf in a ladder match. You know, for the fucking Speedstorm title. You know, like that's how I was doing it. Like it had me, Rutro, I had, you know, Grover in there. Like I had a lot of people from like the La Familia community, you know, in the game, and we would just watch each other duke it out. Even the females were in there too, just duking it out for the titles and shit like that. Imagine that with the Speedstorm community, or even the community that we all know, aside, you know, Speedstorm included.
Yeah.
We could finally have a Zuzu versus Smarty.
I get into it.
The battle for the face of Speedstorm ladder match.
I used to play the first game I played. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the classics, like one of the OG ones. That really set the franchise off. I can't remember what it was called.
We can have Caleb versus Toxic in a table match. Whoa said that. Oh,
damn.
Hey man, I'm playing as Umaga.
Nah, Angel in the TLC match.
On the tables, ladder, no, 3 stages of hell. What?
Uh-oh.
With the last match being in the Hell in a Cell, so that Caleb throws Toxic off the Hell in a Cell. Oh, like the Undertaker did back time. Damn.
Just know, I'm gonna play with Paul London, and somebody gonna get jumped when I summon Brian Kendrick.
That's crazy. Caleb's creative wrestler is gonna come out with the Booker T entrance.
Which one? King Booker.
Oh, it's like, can you dig it, sucker?
Yeah. So I can't remember the first WWE game I played, but I remember after that I played SmackDown vs. Raw 07.
Woo.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm a boogeyman type of guy. I'm the boogeyman. Mine is eating the worms part. I like how he came in with that pepper energy.
Diving straight back down to hell. Things are really heating up. Oh yeah, lock and loaded.
There's nothing between Punk and McIntyre but pure hatred.
She's setting it up. Devil's kiss.
I know I didn't just see him. I know I didn't just see him.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
It's all right.
Hey man, when I saw Eddie Guerrero over there, I was like, oh. I lie, I cheat, I steal. Yep. That's a legend right there. That is a legend right there. I guess from there we can show off some gameplay off of this game. So this might catch you guys as a surprise, but recently there was a game released called Five Nights at Epstein's. And
oh my goodness.
Yeah. What?
Yup.
What'd you say?
There was a game released recently called Five Nights at Epstein's.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
Man, the stuff that's coming out, it's getting worse.
Everybody
bro.
run away. That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. I don't know how they came out with this game, but Jesus. Try to see the trailer, but
Is that trailer even safe enough to put on?
I don't even know.
That's kind of scary, man. That's kind of scary.
Oh man. These motherfuckers will make anything, bro.
No, 5 Nights at Epstein's. That is wild.
Yep. Here's the trailer, man. So it stirred up a lot of shit. You know, parents are kind of like, you know, this might be a bit too far, and like, you know, they don't want kids playing this game or getting their hands on this game. You know, some gaming journalists are also saying this is a bit out of touch.
Probably because of the seriousness of the subject in the stuff. Honestly, it's not good. I read some of the stuff, and more comes out. You know, everything about it is bad. All this. It's crazy. You want to talk about Microsoft? Bill Gates is in it. He over there catching STD, feeling his wife with Russians. I've heard some more stuff talking about they going on hunting black people and stuff. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like, you know, on a private island, like having basically, yeah.
Ooh.
Somebody said better than GTA 6 is crazy.
What?
Yo,
somebody,
somebody, Absolute Cinema is crazy. Better than Security Breach. Already Game of the Year is crazy. We've reached our peak.
Can you imagine this one Game of the Year?
I don't know.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
I'd be so confused. Yeah, but what y'all think about this, man?
Hey, you know, some people make games. I think it's one of them throwaway games. It ain't no AAA. That's like single A.
This is just like a game somebody made to just throw. Yeah. That's funny, bro. 5 Nights at fucking Epstein is crazy. You gotta escape the island. I seen Diddy cameos. Oh god, that's just crazy, bro.
Diddy, you know, apparently, because, you know, 50 Cent did some documentary on Diddy or whatever, but some people had criticism feeling like it was more so something to kind of like make Diddy embarrass Diddy versus something, you know, caring about his victims or whatever. But I say that to say 50 Cent and T.I. are in a rap beef. Have y'all, you know, seen that? Apparently 50 Cent posted a picture of T.I.'s wife. So T.I.'s son responded, and then it's been a back and forth. So, and then T.I. posted a video with his wife and his mother, you know, basically saying that he got a family and your family hates you. And T.I.'s son was saying that 50, your mom is dead and stuff. So he was flexing his family like, hey, you know, you got all the stuff to say about my family, but at least I got one. But no, yeah, I'm waiting for, hopefully, you know, this rap beef will make 50 come out and drop some bars, because, you know, 50 Cent's pretty much all Twitter fingers. So hey, I'm waiting to see. I think T.I. and the Son both came out with a diss track, but yeah.
Yo, send me back. I want to go back.
50 Cent, the mother of 50 Cent's child. T.I.'s son said that the mother of your child is one of Diddy's, sex slaves. I was like, damn.
That's crazy.
I'm not some great warrior.
Yeah, but this is the
truth. He ain't lying, though.
In the background.
Man, this world is crazy, man.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Finish him! Me.
The rubber band, man.
We do not kneel.
Our only chance is to face
I will say, this looks better than the first movie.
Let's go, baby.
You, Johnny Cage.
You think this is gonna be better than Street Fighter? The Street Fighter movie?
Nah, Street Fighter about to be fire. Speaking of 50 Cent in that movie. Everything ties together, man. Everything ties together.
Get over here!
So hold on, they made a Mortal Kombat movie and a Street Fighter movie in the same year.
Always trying to compete, man. Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
that Street Fighter was getting hype, and they're like, we gotta draw.
I will say, all I'm waiting now for is the Tekken movie.
I'm looking for Dead or Alive. Why you say that?
My only criticism with the Street Fighter movie is Chun-Li. She ain't thick enough, bro. Chun-Li is known for having those gym legs, some super big gym legs, and
I will say, if you was looking for that, you'd want to see a Dead or Alive movie. Cause if that fighting game made another movie, that's the Gooner game of fighting games.
It ain't even about Gooner game. It's just comically accurate. Like Chun-Li. Yeah, I'd be like, imagine Chun-Li with some chicken legs, bro. Like she got them squats on, like a part of her character.
So apart from all the trailers, I guess the next big news is Sony recently did say, I mean, this is a bit out of order, but this does keep things contained, I guess. But Sony did say they're rebooting the Spider-Verse universe.
Spider-Verse?
Yeah. So like they're gonna be rebooting like Kraven the Hunter, Venom, Madam Web, Morbius, all of that shit.
Sony is? Or Marvel?
Sony.
So
the Sony owns
the cinematic movie?
Spider-Man IP, remember?
So I did see the Kraven the Hunter, but so not video games, but movies.
Movies, yeah.
Who you think is gonna be the star?
I have no clue.
So who is Tom Holland? That's Sony?
Yeah.
You think they're gonna do a new Spider-Man, or they gonna make Tom Holland
all the villain movies and whatnot, the spin-off movies?
Yeah, Madam Web, from what I hear, it probably needed to be reset.
Well, apparently all of them are getting reset.
I guess that's what you can do when timelines and whatnot.
I mean, I think like at this point, if you gotta think about rebooting, just dead it. Like, don't even waste no more money, because you didn't do it right the first time. What makes you think you're gonna get it right the second time?
But I don't know. There's like 3 different Spider-Man. There's the original Spider-Man was classic.
Tobey
and then
Maguire.
there's the Tobey Maguire. Then there was Andrew Garfield, and now Tom Holland. So you saying this is gonna be a 4th reset?
No. They keeping Tom Holland. I'm saying they're resetting all the spin-off movies that they did. So Venom, Kraven, Madam Web, and like Morbius.
Okay, yeah, because the way Venom ended, I don't know how you could fit that in.
The first Venom was good. The other 2 was trash.
Oh, with Carnage and
yeah.
I guess they wanted to make it because if they do want to bring those villains in, they do have to clean up their timeline.
Yeah, there ain't no way they can use those villains after those movies dropped.
I would say Venom did look, at least it looked good in this movie.
In his first movie, yeah, but they should have did one movie and then have him go into the Tom Holland movies, and then he get a second movie, and that's that.
Yeah, I think the issue is with the spin-offs is how Spider-Man almost doesn't seem to exist in any of
in those universes.
worlds. Yeah,
They just like by themselves, and like they're the heroes or the anti-heroes in their world.
yeah. It's like Venom's talking about, oh, I'm willing to die, sacrifice myself. Like, you haven't even met Spider-Man yet. You already about to die?
Yeah, that is kind of funny now that I think about it. But I mean, apart from that, the other Sony news is that they're shutting down or closing Bluepoint games. So like the studio that was known to like remake all the old classic Sony games, like they're shutting them down.
Oh,
How do you feel about that, Caleb? Because I know you are a PlayStation.
shutting Sony stuff down?
Yeah, Sony shut down Bluepoint games.
What games did Bluepoint Games do?
They remade games.
Maybe because people, that could, be unfortunate, but like maybe people are tired of all of the remakes and if they're the company that was in charge of all the remakes, maybe they didn't, get what they thought they was gonna get from it. Maybe it wasn't as financially, because that's one of the things with Sony. It seemed like with Sony, instead of there being like new games and IPs, it just seemed like every single game at one point was like a remake or a remaster. And so if they're the company responsible for that, maybe that means we'll actually get some fresh, new, experimental games that, take risk versus, getting the same game over and over and over again, So this might be a good thing.
But I mean, like they weren't in charge of every game remake, because from what I'm seeing here, they did Shadow of Colossus, God of War Collection, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, PlayStation All-Stars, Gravity Rush Remastered, Demon Souls from 2020, Uncharted.
Oh, so the Demon Souls. I did hear about Demon Souls kind of losing
collection.
The Demon Souls collection or the remaster?
No, I'm talking about Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, but Demon Souls, the remake or remaster that they did in 2020, that was Bluepoint.
Yeah, okay, that's what I heard. That was, yeah. So no, that's unfortunate because that was actually a really good remake, and then after coming out with a good game, they just shut down the studio. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess,
I think a lot of people were saying, or they were just kind of banking on other classic games that were going to get remastered by Bluepoint. And now that Sony's like kind of closed them down, that might be out of the question now. Like there might not ever be another remaster for games or a remake for games like Jak and Daxter or Sly Cooper. Which, if that's the case, then that's very unfortunate. Because those are franchises I think need to be in the limelight today. Because like, look at all the platformers that are out recently that are finding success.
Yeah. And like I said, Bluepoint didn't do all of the remasters, so that doesn't mean there won't be any. Because, I mean, look, God of War's getting a remaster. So I think there can still be some remakes, remasters, just those specific games and like Demon Souls and whatnot, which is unfortunate.
So on the other side of the street, we had at Microsoft, they did a leadership reshuffle for the Xbox gaming division. Well, that was their previous name. They did rebrand a while back to the Microsoft gaming division, even though Xbox is still a brand under Microsoft umbrella. But, there was an interview, I remember, I think a year ago or close to that, where Phil Spencer was asked, like, and if like he had any plans for retirement, and the way he answered was kind of vaguely, like he was like, it was an open-ended kind of question where he was like, there's going to be a time, but he never really like directly answered it. And I guess with all the recent news, he, recently, gave out his retirement speech, and in the same breath of that speech was hyping up his new successor, which is Asha. I forgot her last name. I'm gonna look this up real quick because I don't want to butcher her name. Yeah, Asha Sharma, and she is actually she was actually the former AI core or the core AI lead from Microsoft, and she's now stepping into the role of the Xbox CEO.
Yeah, so Xbox is headed towards AI. They're definitely what this change signifies is, they're looking to fully,
embrace
AI. So that means with their console, with their games, with development. So with the new lead, that's definitely what it looks like to be. I mean, PlayStation's already having AI, setting up AI where it can play the game for you. Or if somebody's stuck, the AI can take over your controller and play. Xbox obviously is always competing with PlayStation, so if they see PlayStation is about to incorporate AI into their systems, Xbox is definitely going to do it. But Xbox is already outside of gaming been flirting around with AI. So I mean, it looks like this is definitely the direction. It sucks that Phil Spencer is retiring, but honestly, he didn't retire. He got fired. In the business world, you can either resign or you can get fired. A lot of people just resign. If he was forced to retire before he wanted to himself, then he got fired. He got let go. And same with the Xbox president, which was it looks like for her, Sarah Bond, yeah. So the black lady, Sarah Bond, the president of Xbox, yeah, she didn't retire. I think people they say she left, but nah, she got basically replaced and fired. And then they try to blame her for everything, try to say she's caused. Would you say problematic or?
Yeah, they said that she was problematic, that people didn't like working with her, or she was hard to work with. And I'm like, how is this all coming out now?
Yeah, once they fire him, but before I never heard any complaints at all. Never heard no complaints
entire time
about her. So yeah, it definitely.
She definitely looked at
the way they painting her to be an angry black woman is kind of crazy. Like if you gonna if y'all gonna replace the leaders of Xbox, do that, but don't make it more than what it is. But no, she definitely got did dirty. They basically replaced her. But then here, I think part of it was like Xbox. I know her and Phil Spencer and her were, I think, in charge of some of the Game Pass stuff. And the issue with the Game Pass, and maybe if the Game Pass didn't like pan out financially the way they wanted, is because I would say they kept raising the price. Like, at one point, it made sense to get Game Pass $9.99, then it was $14.99, then $20. At some point, people are like, yo, like, I might as well just pay for the game, or it's not even like worth. It's kind of like Netflix. Netflix at one time was $9.99, but now at like $20, it's like, yo, you're gonna have to prove your value for me to be in a $20 plus subscription. And I think they just got greedy. And once they got greedy, people stopped buying the Game Pass like that. And then also another issue with Xbox where they might be trying to look for changes is, the move away from exclusives. Like Xbox was like, we're not going to have exclusives anymore. We're just going to buy these companies. They're going to develop games, and then we're going to put the game down on every platform. That also could be a reason, why they're looking, because maybe they lost money on that and people weren't getting the Xbox console. And so maybe that is, or, they're like, hey, if I can get, Halo or Gears of War or Forza on the PlayStation, then I'm just gonna get a PlayStation. I'm gonna stay on my PC. So maybe with the change of the lead, maybe they're looking to go more exclusive again, but maybe not. Maybe it's just all about AI at the end of the day. So I'm curious. I honestly. Maybe we'll see how this affects gaming and Xbox. Maybe it could be a good change, but I don't know. I feel like the way they kind of fired then was kind of fucked up. But hey, AI's, all the people, AI's the future, ain't going nowhere apparently. But yeah, I'm curious. Like I said, me and Sam were talking earlier and talking about how like the PlayStation 6 and like what can the PlayStation 6 do that the PS5 can't do? Because I'll bring up the PS5 Pro. The PS5 Pro, you can play games ray tracing 4K, 60 frames per second. So what exactly is the PlayStation 6 going to do? Well, it looks like the PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox console was going to separate them from the current gen consoles. AI, these new consoles that are coming out are going to be fully AI integrated. And I think, that is what's going to make, the next console different from the current gen. So, it just seems like they fired, they fired their leaders in order to head into that direction.
I will say, someone asked her on Twitter, exclusives are important. I think we need exclusives. I'm paraphrasing, by the way. Exclusives are important. I think Xbox needs to go revisit that because, as an Xbox gamer, I love to know that, we have games that other people want and covet, and they'll come over here and grab an Xbox just to play them, and that's one of the basic drivers of buying an Xbox console in the first place. And she replies saying, we hear you, and they're looking into that.
We hear you. Yeah, another thing with Xbox where they messed up is they literally have IP. They have some of the most iconic IPs of all time. There's Halo, there's Gears of War. Like people literally Fable. At one point, Fable. What made Xbox so popular back in the day was Halo. Halo was so popular. People were like, "Yo, I'd rather get an Xbox 360 than a PlayStation because." If I want to play Halo Master Chief, I got to get an Xbox. Like Xbox was popping, but then they kind of, messed up their IPs and kind of let them go to the wayside and didn't do anything with them or didn't handle the games of their most popular IPs correctly until where they kind of like faded into irrelevancy. It's crazy how Halo was so popular and now it's like, it's not what it once was, you know what I'm saying? It's not as popular as it once was. And so like if they were able to like literally invest in their IPs and make the best game possible where it's like you can only get it on Xbox, like I'm sure they would have more sales. But yeah, Xbox definitely got to do something. So, because what it's looking like is they lost the console war, and now they, trying to hire some new leads and start over. So,
what do you think about all this, Angel?
About that, the AI CEO.
Yep.
Yeah, Xbox and them firing Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Microsoft was doing. That was a bad move, but you hired somebody that's essentially not a gamer. It's the wrong thing you should do. Yeah. How you make somebody a CEO that don't even fucking play video games?
Yeah, that was I heard that too.
Crazy?
That
someone never played her account. Like her account was just made like last month with like 10,000 gamer score, and she apparently said, "Oh, I played 30 games," and then they looked at her stats, and it's like, she only touched those games for like maybe like an hour, and then dipped out of those games, and it made it look like she played 30 games, but it's just gonna show on her account that obviously you played the 30 games, but you didn't actually play them because most of the achievements aren't unlocked for those games. One, and the reason why your gamer score is at 10K is because you completed a lot of games that were like walking simulators.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Not the only reason why you got 10K gamer score. That's crazy.
Yeah. So when I found that out, I was like, this is hella suspect already. and now you talking about you a gamer, and then they already debunking that shit.
You ain't no fucking gamer.
Yeah. Overall,
Phil was a gamer though. Phil was a gamer, and he was a big Destiny fan. He was a big Destiny fan too.
Yep. Oh, this guy was that's why I liked Phil so much, because he understood the gamers. And that's why Game Pass was doing so good. The reason why Xbox started to make a big turn and they started doing all these dumb fumbles towards his retirement is because once they closed that ABK deal, Microsoft took over Xbox, bro. All the great decisions that were happening weren't happening no more. And some of the decisions that looked kind of puzzling to me, I'm like, Phil wouldn't make this move. Come to find out, Phil wasn't making the move. It was Microsoft. So I don't know. I'm not holding my breath. I'm on the wait and see approach. But like I said, the Xbox hybrid, definitely gonna cop that. But in terms of like what they're gonna do along the next gen with the hybrid, I have no clue. Your guess is as good as mine. As Caleb said, maybe, they're gonna embrace the whole AI movement. Will it be a success? It's tough to say, because we got the phone market right now, and the only ones, or the only two companies that are really going neck and neck for AI mobilization is really Google and Samsung. And Samsung doesn't have a dedicated AI like Google does, so Google has the advantage there. But even then, Google might have an advantage in AI. Like, they haven't really done anything like innovative with the AI tech on the mobile phone yet. So it's like, what is Microsoft going to do with AI on their consoles? Is it just going to be an assistant, like a glorified Jarvis on a console? And you ask it questions or some shit? I don't know. Be interesting to see. But I think the last topic tonight that we have is the BAFTA awards. So, like how there's the Oscars, the Brits have their own awards, and it's called BAFTA. And this is the British Academy Film Awards. So recently they had their awards ceremony. And, for those of you who don't know, or just not in the loop of things when it comes to like the acting world, there was a actor in the audience with Tourette's, and as soon as Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo touched the podium, he shouted out the N-words, and this caused a lot of backlash for the award show, because obviously not professional. But the weird part about it all was the fact that, and this is what everyone's talking about, is the show wasn't even live. It was pre-recorded, and then they aired it, to the general public. And even though they edited out a lot of other things, that was still kept in there. And on top of that, they didn't even really come out with a full-fledged apology to Michael B. Jordan or Delroy Lindo at the time of that happening. There were some people that said free Palestine,
free Palestine, and
I'm not
they
gonna say the whole
censored that
word.
out. I'll say,
you don't want to get censored by Google, but they were saying free Palestine, and
essentially
that was still in there. Or no, that was edited out, but then you still got the N-word in there. So it's like, I don't know. A lot of people are saying, or coming out saying, that it was racist.
Oh,
that,
it definitely was.
Didn't even go out of their way to edit that out of the show, but they kept in that, or they edited out other things. So it's almost like people are saying, if it happened to any other community, like the rainbow community, or something that involves the Middle East, you'll gladly, go out of your way to censor it. But if it's the black community, no. So it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. I don't know what they're gonna do to kind of like save face, because it's not good. Like, everything that's been coming out lately about the award ceremony is not good, and they might get a boycott. Like, if it gets any worse.
Yeah, they playing in your face. Honestly, I think what's they're seeing how much disrespect they can get away with when it comes to black people. I think they, certain groups have more power than others. Obviously, the people who have the most power, you could say, are the Jewish, or the Israelis, and so they know not to say anything that'll upset the Israelis, but hey, black people, we can disrespect them and get away with it, because obviously Warner Brothers wanted it censored, and yet they still put it in, but they didn't put in Free Palestine. That just shows, they playing in black people's face. I feel like definitely should have been an apology, because then it's they definitely, with certain groups they'll move different. Definitely should have been an apology, but also I don't think people need to quit acting like, oh, just because somebody has Tourette's, like they are free of criticism, or they can't apologize, or they can't be racist. Because one, if you have Tourette's and you're just slinging around slurs, it's like, okay, all of a sudden when two black men on stage, now you're yelling the N-word with a hard R. Like, if you really had Tourette's, why not say like, oh, rainbows, crawfish, or just saying some random stuff? But no, it's just like you see two black men and the first thing you think of is the N-word, and then you're gonna use you having Tourette's as like a free pass, get a jail free card. Like, I don't know about that. Seems a little goofy to me. I will say, like, I think I don't know. I mean, there's been South Park episodes kind of like, making fun of this, like where Cartman, finds out, oh, if I just, I can say the most, heinous things, and as long as I say I got Tourette's, people will give me a pass. Like, I think there's part of that where people pretend like they have a disability so they can get away with bad behavior type shit. That's kind of what I feel like's going on. I feel like that's, that's cap. Because in order, like example, it's kind of like, in order for you to say a word, you have to know a word. I'm saying, like, why isn't he saying, some random Russian word or a random word in Spanish, or, I'm saying, like, for him to even say that word, he has to either use that word constantly in his vocabulary, or he's in an environment where he's constantly hearing it, for that to be the first thing that he says at an award show. I don't know. Some people are, oh, well, I don't do that whole, he has Tourette, like he has no free will. Like, I don't know. And some people might be like, well, that's the whole point of it. Like, nah, I'm not giving an excuse for that. Nah. Because what if somebody with Tourette's is like, oh, well, yeah, I shot him in the face, but I got Tourette's. I can't control my behavior. Guess what? You're still going to, have real life consequences for your behavior. Bro. So, it's, I don't think we should be letting people off the hook for that type of stuff. Now, obviously, he wasn't on stage. He was in the crowd. But like I said, the media broadcast should have either censored it, or that's out of pocket. They should have kicked him out or something.
From what I heard, this ain't his first time either.
Yeah, I think there was an interview with him saying in the past, like, oh, well, sometimes I say the N-word, or I call people the B-word, and I'm not racist or sexist. It just happens. It sounds like he wants to say those things, and he's already trying to set a narrative to excuse his behavior. Like, he's already premeditating on saying these things and letting people know. So then when it happens, they'll be like, oh, well, he has Tourette's, and he already said that. He struggles saying that. Like, nah, he wants to, see what he can get away with, essentially. So, nah, we ain't letting that shit slide. I would say, maybe, what, okay, so where do we go from here? Maybe don't go to people become boycott. I mean, they boycotted the Oscars one year. Maybe boycott, that award show or something. I don't know. If you feel like they are blatantly disrespecting you and stuff like that, no apology. I'm saying no censorship. Just plain in your face. Hey, maybe look at not being involved in that. I don't know. But nah, I think that's cap, bro. I think that's cap.
What do you think, Angel?
It's almost to the point where people are more upset at Michael B. Jordan or more upset at black people than they are about, the person who, said the slur or the award show that kept it in. Like that, it makes no sense. Like I said, I think right now we're at a time where everybody is seeing what they can get away with. They're seeing what they can get away with financially. How much money are you willing to spend on something? They're seeing what they can get away with power wise. I mean, look at ICE. Trump is definitely testing to see what people are willing to tolerate. As your freedoms get stripped away. It is right now we're at the time they're testing everything. They're testing to see. I mean, even Trump, like with the tariffs, I think the Supreme Court just turned down, just voted and said that the tariffs were unconstitutional or something like that. And Trump said, you know what, I'm going to add another 15% to the tariffs. He's seen what kind of powers he can get away with. I think all that Tourette stuff, if people, he's seen what they can get away with under the guise of a disability. Well, that's just my take. But yeah, Angel, I don't know if you muted, but yeah, what do you think?
I'm not. In what regards? Because I feel like there was so much.
The British Academy, the British version of the Oscars, essentially, Michael B. Jordan and another black actor were on stage, and somebody in the crowd yelled out the N-word with a hard R, and what's it called? They didn't censor it out. They didn't apologize. And then they try to say like, oh, well, he had Tourette's, so he didn't actually mean it. Like, what do you feel about that situation? You feel like it's cap? You feel like, oh no, he has Tourette's, so it's justified? Do you feel like the studio was wrong for not censoring it? Do you think they were trying to cause controversy? That's why they purposely left it uncensored? Like, what do you think?
Shit, there's a lot of multiple different scenarios that could be happening here. The way I see it, is it known that this guy has Tourette's?
Yeah, apparently he's a Tourette's advocate or something like that. And so, yeah, it just so happens when the two black men get on stage to, announce a reward, he's in the crowd screaming N-word hard R. So, you think
I don't think that's a coincidence.
But he has Tourette's.
Bro,
so the Tourette's is just gonna magically make you say a specific word.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, yeah, make that make sense.
Yeah, I think that's cat.
That's crazy. Let me find out British is racist.
Oh yeah, they definitely have an identity crisis over there in the UK.
Europe. I'm not saying it's all bad over there, but some countries are pretty
Here's the issue with England or the UK right now. First of all, the British Empire colonized the whole world, literally. And so when they destabilize these countries, guess what? Some of the civilians of those countries that they destabilize end up immigrating, to the United Kingdom. And, a lot of times the British Empire likes to keep their dirt outside of their borders, and they like to, keep their country all civilized and proper while they, mess up other countries. But now that, there's a lot of immigrants in the UK, there's a lot of people who are trying to push back and reclaim the British identity because the UK is not looking like it once did. It's looking a lot more brown. So, there's definitely a lot of people who in the UK have some racist sentiment. So when stuff like this happens, I feel like it's not on accident. I feel like there's animosity in that country right now. So I don't think it was an accident, man.
Yeah, definitely is not an accident. If anybody believes that, man, I don't know. I'm not gonna call you out or anything like that, but I mean, put two and two together. Put two and two together.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think that's all the topics for tonight.
Hey.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, gotta keep it real, obviously Speedstorm. I don't know what we're gonna cover next week on Speedstorm, bro. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if this game announced that they shutting down by the end of the year or some shit.
Hey, everything has a lifespan, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Speedstorm probably didn't last longer than probably a lot of games that were better. So it's like, hey, I had my fun with it, met a community, had a good time, fun racers. Like I said, it might be time to move on to something else. Me personally, it might be something I just play in the background every now and then, but as far as like taking it serious or a main game or an investment, probably not. If they continue to go in the direction they're doing, like obviously, look at No Man's Sky. There's some games or Cyberpunk, that start off bad and get better over time or whatever, but Speedstorm seems like it just gets progressively worse. Maybe it'll get better. We'll see. But like I said, I play the game in the background but like I said, it's getting harder every single day. It just gets harder to play the game. But like I said, there's, well, I don't know, man.
There's a lot of games coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I'm looking forward. My next racing game that's on my radar, Star Wars Galactic Racing, man. That's what I'm looking forward to. That'll be at some point this year. But yeah.
Pokemon Day is this Friday.
Ooh, Pokemon. I still haven't got the new Pokemon game.
They might announce a new one. We might get the new regions announcement this Friday. That might be a game I go to. Shit. Let's treat the new Pokemon game on the Switch too, bro. That's
Hey, I'll battle you if you get the game. I get it.
You ain't ready for me.
I'll pull up my Cerulege. No, you don't want my. Hey, you ain't ready for my Torkoal strategy, bro. I'll bring out Torkoal and all my Firemon.
Let me get to my Jenning. What was that?
Okay. Hey, you like solos or doubles? I'll get you in some doubles too.
Man, I gotta fucking get back at my battling. It's been a while.
One thing I like about Pokemon, it's kind of like chess. I like the strategy element to it.
It is because you got to get the ideal setup, especially if we play duos. Because you got to get the right duo against the other opponent's duo, and if they got a counter, it's so diverse. It is mad fun too. I just don't have the time to breed and do all that shit, so I just jet them. They're still legit. They're all stats. All the sets are legit because you can't trade them in the game if they're illegal. You know what I'm saying? So like, all my Pokemon will be legit. It's just get the right stats and the right moves on them, and boom, we'll battle it out. Maybe I'll make it shiny.
Hey, they can get you caught up in some OCD stuff. Because I remember one time I had a Pokemon that had like perfect IVs or perfect stats, but then there's like elements of size. Like some Pokemon can be like big and some can be super small. So then I'll be breeding Pokemon to have perfect IV and be big or something like that. So it's a lot. They definitely have some stuff, but
yeah, definitely they definitely And you know they got the ribbons. They got so much shit. Yo. I need a Pokemon MMO for real. That's what I need. Maybe Pokemon debut announce a Poke MMO live service Pokemon game.
I did see something. There was a trailer like Animo or something like that. There's like a Pokemon Light game, and it like you can actually transform into your little like Pokemon or your animal or whatever. You can like battle as your Pokemon with like moves and everything. Like
that's crazy.
That looked interesting. Let's see if maybe we'll watch that next week. But yeah, I think that's in all the topics. I mean, y'all got any last words? Anything y'all want to say before we get off here?
Go ahead, Sammy.
Nah, I mean that's everything, right?
Yeah, that's everything. Yeah. I mean, any last words?
I guess my last word.
Yeah. So for my last words, I'm excited for next month. Probably the game of the year, and that game is gonna be dropping, and that is Crimson Desert. But there's a lot of games that'll come out this year that'll be in the running for it, so we'll have to wait and see. But that's the first domino to drop for Game of the Year contenders, so I'm gonna be excited to play that. It's right up my alley, so it's my cup of tea. And in terms of news next week, as Caleb mentioned, who knows what kind of news we'll get next week. Honestly, these guys love to surprise us and shock us, so you never know. But with all that said, excited for this year in terms of gaming, even though we have some sour news already. But overall, I'm excited to see what else comes out. Maybe we get GTA 6, maybe we don't. Either way, Fable's my most anticipated game.
Yeah, Fable should be good.
Caleb?
Like I said, the Speedster was back for a little bit, but I can't get a match. I can't. Every time I queue up for a match, there's no one to race. So, and maybe if I can race at some point, I can get back into the leaderboard. Oh man. Hinton a go-go, baby. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful Joe. Yeah, that's my final word. I'm speechless at Speedstorm. I don't even know. But yeah. I think Forrest Angel, your last words. We get off here.
All right. Well, that was it. Speedstorm, get your shit together. Game Love, get your shit together. Yeah, you definitely need to get this game fixed. Game Love. Not that much gaming news other than some releases here and there. Some trailers. We'll be back next week. Maybe we'll get. Excuse me. Maybe we'll get some good Speedstorm news. I want to hold our breath on that though. Speedstorm going downhill at this point. We're watching the rise and fall of Speedstorm as we speak with this season, y'all. With this season, rise and fall. I'm calling it.
2026 Doomsday Clock?
Yeah, this game is running on fucking dead ice at this point. Game Love done ruin a good game. But other than that, yo, that's pretty much it for the podcast. Stay strong. Don't buy into that greed love. Enjoy what you can. And also take breaks. I mean, if this game is burning you out, don't force yourself to play this game. I know how a lot of people feel forced to play this game because they need to get their racers or shards and whatnot. Just don't burn yourself out, because that's the worst thing you can do. You burn yourself out, you're gonna hate the game, and then you're not gonna want to play it at all anymore.
Yep. Hey, if you eat a bunch of sweets, eventually it ain't gonna taste that sweet. But take some time off from sugar, and then maybe next thing you know, everything is super sweet. So yeah, with anything, you build up a tolerance. So yeah, it's definitely good to take breaks.
Definitely.
But,
other than that, though, that's it for this week's podcast. If you guys like the content, like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified whenever we go live. And we'll see you guys next week for another Crashout Podcast. Welcome to the Crashout.
What me miss? Same for still this. If you're never there, you feel this shit. What me miss? Yeah, you have to be there for this. Late night, let the room breathe. Talk stay calm, but they run deep. No rush for feeling. Hay momento que solo pasan si tú estás aquí. Stream cut shot, but the vibes there. Clips can't catch it the same way. Si tú sabes, you know all good. Next one stream, that's how you understood. Feeling that's timing. But me miss same for still is. Miss one night you feel this shit for me miss. Yeah, you have to be there for this. Crashout Podcast.